Hello, Kosovo and Harry Singha. All of you youth leaders and everyone there, you're so lucky to be with my bro, Harry Singha. I'm so stoked for you guys. This is Tammy Kling. I'm in America today. I wish I was in Kosovo with you guys. I know you're going to learn amazing things. Today, I wanted to talk to you about service and giving. I was on stage in London with Harry at the Youth Leadership Summit, and I talked about not just being an entrepreneur, but how to be an impactpreneur. See, I write books, but I don't just write books to be an entrepreneur. I really have a true, authentic desire to change lives and make an impact. So when someone comes to me and wants to know how to write a book, I always ask them, how many lives do you want to change? What's your message? And why do you want to change lives? And I try to drill down and get to that deep message about what is it that they are uniquely called to do. See, you have a calling. You have a gift. Of course, Harry Singha and all the wonderful coaches are going to help pull that out of you and raise you up so that you can change the world. You have a gift, and this week, as you learn, keep that in mind and realize that every single step you take, no matter what your platform is in the future, no matter what your occupation is, remember that you have a gift and you have a calling. So today I'm talking about service, and my calling is to write books that change lives. So with each and every book, no matter what the topic is, I focus on changing the life of the reader. And it's not just books, it's everything you do, every word that you speak every day. So we're going to offer you some tips today and ways that you can change lives. How do you live a life of giving back, a life of service? And why should you? That term impactpreneur is something that a Canadian friend of mine came up with, because he says you should be an impactpreneur and not just an entrepreneur. No one should exist on this earth just to make money, because we all have a greater purpose. As my friend Nick Vujicic says, if you can't get a miracle, be one. And some of you may know Nick or may have heard of him, but he was born without arms and without legs. And of course that's an adversity. Some of us have other issues. My father committed suicide when I was 7. Other people I know have suffered horrible abuse, sexual abuse, or maybe they were orphans raised in an orphanage, or maybe they had a bad breakup. Equally as traumatic, every traumatic experience in our life can shape us or elevate us or grow us or give us a reason and a purpose to change lives. So today, I'm going to tell you that you can be a miracle and you can change lives. Focus on your calling. Here's 3 steps. Number 1, make a note of all the things that you believe you're called to do and all the ways you feel you can change lives. If you don't have a journal by now, get one. The first step to living a life of service and giving back is make sure you write down all of those things that you're naturally gifted towards. We have a homeless ministry. Maybe it's giving back to the homeless, or maybe it's writing a book. Write them all down. You can change lives with your words, whether you're a speaker or a doctor or whatever you are, a humanitarian. You can be a humanitarian even in business. You can change lives. So that's the first step, is get a journal. Write down all of the ways in which you think you're uniquely gifted to change lives. Step 2, realize that you do not have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have any money. You can change lives in a variety of ways, with time, with words. You can give your time, you can give your words to change lives. You can create a movement. Many of you there have already created amazing movements, and you're going to hear from people on stage who are doing great things. So I just want to encourage you to change lives. And I've got with me today my son Luke. We're going to talk about the third step to incorporating service and giving into your life, even if you're a young person. Because a lot of us have dreams and you think, oh my gosh, how can I live this dream now while I'm still in school or when I don't have the support of someone? How can I live this dream? And I say, just do it. Number 3, start small, just keep the momentum and take that baby step and just do it. And this is one of my 2 sons, and Luke decided to write a book to change lives. And he did it all on his own after he got hurt. He got out of the hospital and he decided to write a book. So Luke is 10, and I'm going to ask Luke, is there any other advice that you might have for a youth or a child that wants to change a life and wants to participate in service, but they don't know how? What would you tell them?
Well, you don't always just have to give money to the homeless or anything like that. You can give your time, and if you want to write a book, whenever you get inspiration, make sure you get a journal like my mom said, and just write it down and make sure you write it down and remember that.
So if you get inspiration, write it down and remember that. He's only 10 when he came to me and said, hey Mom, I wrote a book. I read it, and in the book, it's about how when you're bored or lonely or sad, you just have to keep pushing through life and take momentum. Just keep on walking. But he got it from his own inspiration, from writing down on his, did you write it on your iPad or your journal?
I wrote it on my journal.
In your journal. Okay, in his journal. But you can write down your thoughts, of course, in your iPad, in your phone. And I would encourage you to write, even if it's recording. So think of writing in a different way. Even if you're not a writer, one of the best ways you can give back is to give what's in your mind and your heart. But you have to capture it. So capture it in a recording or a journal or in your phone, whatever device you've got. If you don't have a phone, use a pen and paper, but capture your thoughts. Some of the best service ideas I've ever seen have come from kids and youth. Youth can change the world, and you will change the world. So as you grow, as you go on your journey, no matter what you do, make sure you incorporate giving and service into your life. It'll be one of the best things that you've ever done. This is Tammy Kling, and I'm the CEO of On Fire Books. We employ homeless writers to help them get off the street and change lives. This is a life that's worth living, and if any one of you want to reach out to me and ask me how to do anything like that, to build a business or a movement or a nonprofit that gives back to others, please feel free to Google me or hit my website. Hit me up at tammykling.com, K-L-I-N-G. I love you guys, and be a miracle today.